Hello everyone, hope I'm audible and visible to all of you. So let's start. We were talking about the first article of the day, which is related to bioremediation, right? And just give me a second. And if I'm audible and visible, do tell me. So why does India need bioremediation? We have just discussed what is the basic meaning of the terms when you have these words like, phytoplankton or phyto, and bio. Use of microorganism to break down these pollutants. And the pollutant is increasing in India with each passing day, right? Just give me a second, guys. So yeah, so what is bioremediation and what are the issues with it? So you will use these organisms, bacteria, fungi, algae and plants, etc. to break down or detoxify pollutants. And cool, yes, Iltush. So again, whenever this buffering happens, Iltush, do tell me. So this is a thing which happens someday, and when it happens a lot. So again, but we are habituated to that now, so that's not an issue. Do tell me. And yeah, cool. So bioremediation is what? Use of these organisms, bacteria, fungi, algae, plants to break down or detoxify pollutants. India is, witnessing prosperity, increasing prosperity with each passing day. Pollution means population is increasing, so does the West is increasing. So we have to treat these human generated waste. Or what are the solution of these human generated waste? Either you reduce it or you clean it. What is the way of cleaning it? One way of cleaning it is bioremediation. You use these organisms. Will it work against oil, plastics, pesticide, heavy metals? Yes, but there is a catch here. Catch associated with heavy metals. So when we talk about heavy metals, let's say lead, cadmium, etc. So what are these heavy metals? In when you were a kid, you people are still kids right now. So when you were a kid, you must have heard about atomic mass, atomic weight. So heavy metals having higher atomic mass and higher atomic weight, like lead, cadmium. So when you are using these organisms to break down, let's say heavy metals, lead, cadmium, it will not be totally disintegrated, or you cannot totally eliminate them. It will be converted into lighter metals. So you have to keep these points in mind. Cool. Types of bioremediation. These types are important from both pre as well as mains perspective. As I have told you, today all 5 articles are very dense article, guys. So you have to understand so many terms. In situ, these kind of in situ and ex situ word, you will hear them in conservation also. In situ conservation, when we are conserving animals and plants in their habitat. So let's say botanical, like national park, wildlife sanctuaries, or biosphere reserves. These are in situ conservation. Ex situ conservation, when you are taking those plants and animals away from their place and preserving them somewhere else. Let's say zoo. So zoo is ex situ. Same way in situ bioremediation, ex situ. In situ, you're treating them where they are, where these wastes are present, like ocean spill. Ex situ, you are removing those material, treating them somewhere else, and then bringing them at their origin place. So that is ex situ. Remember these words, guys. They can ask you what is in situ bioremediation, ex situ. The basic meaning of in situ and ex situ remains the same. Cool. Modern advancement has happened. Genetically modified microbes, they can work, they can degrade even plastic, which is supposed to be so non-biodegradable. But then there are issues. Whenever you will see GM, genetically modified, you will realize that public opinion matters a lot. Whenever GM comes into picture, people are like, it will cause environmental impact, it will damage our health, all these things. So one issue which comes when you talk about using these bioremediation technology is how much people are convinced that it is healthy, ecologically healthy, etc., etc. Why India needs it? Why we need to treat our waste? Ganga, it's so polluted. We can learn from Thames River in London. Thames in 1950s was also very, very polluted. But now it is one of the cleanest river in the world. So India can learn from Thames River and their cleaning, and bioremediation can play a crucial role in Namami Ganga and whatever plants are associated with Ganga cleaning. So again, bioremediation can play a role there. Heavy metals, pesticides, and threaten ecosystem and health. Although bioremediation does not completely eliminate heavy metals, it does minimize its impact or harmful impact, so to say. And we have a lot of microbes, we can use it in bioremediation. So bioremediation is the way to go, and it is already done. It is in pilot stage, introductory phase in India, supported by DBT Clean Technology Program. Now be with me. DBT, Department of Biotechnology, under Ministry of Science and Technology. They can ask you, DBT is under which ministry? Although it's but obvious, but still. CSIR, NEERI, Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, NEERI. I think it is located in Pune. So they are also doing research on it. So works are being done. ITs are developing innovative materials. So it's not only about using microorganism. In fact, they are using cotton, and they are like nanomaterials. If you read your UPSC main syllabus, you will see nanomaterials is there. Nanoparticles and all is there in your GS mains paper 3. Very small. 1 nanometer is 10 to the power minus 9 meter. So nanoparticles. Cotton derived nanocomposites are used for oil spills. All these things are happening. We are doing stuff, but then there are issues. First issue we have discussed, GM, genetically modified microbes, etc. There we have to take public consensus. Then lack of site specific knowledge. Not every site, let's say where oil spilling is happening, or let's say in Delhi, if there is a manhole, etc., etc., it will be different from Chennai's. So we need to know site specific, or we need to have site specific knowledge, no unified standards, because it is still in pilot stage. So we will have a unified standard, but currently these are the challenges which we are facing. What we can learn from Japan, EU, and China. Japan is using microbial and plant based cleanup. We are also using that. We have started using cotton and all those stuff. So microbial and plant based cleanup. EU, European Union, cross national microbial remediation project. Yesterday we talked about ISS, International Space Station. One of the organization is ESA, European Space Agency, comprising of around 11 nations. Here, EU, European Union, they include multiple nations. So even if, let's say, there is a problem in some other country, cross-national microbial remediation projects goes on. Multiple nations are involved in that. So again, awesome thing. We can learn from that. We can introduce that in SARC, but since SARC is not functioning and SARC has been replaced by a certain extent by BeamStack, Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sectoral Technical and Economic Cooperation. So maybe BeamStack can do this thing, cross-national microbial remediation projects. We can learn from EU. China is also prioritizing bioremediation under soil pollution laws. But China is mostly a dictatorial country. Their government can go ahead with anything and everything. In India, protest happened, this happened, that happened. So we have to look into that. Public acceptance is essential when it comes to bioremediation because it will include microbes. It will also include genetically modified microbes. In that regard, public opinion will matter. Opportunities, potential to clean rivers, Ganga can be cleaned. Swachh Bharat Namami Gange can be implemented at a larger level when we are using these, bioremediation technique, when we are using these molecules and microbes, etc., etc. Read all these things. It can create jobs, blah blah blah. So way forward is we need a national standard. It is still in pilot stage. We need to know about specific regions. Every region will have their own bioremediation technique, unique technique. It will not be one size fit all approach. And then you can read all the stuff which is written here. Let's solve some pre and mains questions so that we can remember stuff. Let's say this question is asked to you. Bioremediation is emerging as a sustainable solution to India's environmental pollution. Discuss the techniques, advantages, and challenges. As I have told you time and again, whenever you are having a look at these things, these kind of questions, always look at the keywords. What are the keywords in this question? Techniques, advantages, second keyword. Third is challenges. So techniques we will talk about. What are the different techniques? We can use microbes, we can use genetically modified microbes, we can even use nanomaterials of cotton, etc. These are techniques. And then in techniques you can also talk about in situ bioremediation, ex situ bioremediation, and then you can talk about the advantages, how it can help us in cleaning Ganga, how our waste is increasing day by day, So it can supplement Swachh Bharat Mission, Namami Gange program, all these advantages you can talk about. Challenges, public acceptance, because you will be using genetically modified crops. And then what are the other challenges? One size fit all approach will not work in bioremediation. Every region has their own unique challenges. So so we have to adapt accordingly. And there will be need for investment, there will be need for more research by CSIR and DBT. All these are challenges currently. So you will divide your answer into three parts and you will address all these three parts separately. Really good, really, really, really good. Again, a good question, guys. This is a science and tech GS3 question. In these kind of questions, you cannot do jibber jabber. It is very easy to do jibber jabber in polity related questions or history related questions. Very difficult to do it in science related questions. So in body, techniques in situ, ex situ, and genetically modified microbes and nanomaterials, as we have discussed, talk about all these things. Very important article, guys. Very, very important article. You can be assured that at least one pre or one main question related to bioremediation or biotechnology always comes in UPSC. Enhances natural biodegradation process, sustainable, blah, blah, blah. You can read this. Challenges, heavy metals cannot be fully degraded. As we have discussed, lithium, or let's say lithium, I'm saying, lead, cadmium, all these metals, they will not be fully degraded. They will be converted into some means, lighter material, less harmful metal, so to say. Lack of site specific knowledge, again you can read all these things, supported by DBT, CSIR. ITs are also doing stuff in that regard, and blah blah blah. Read it. We have discussed all these things. I'm not reading the slides, and it has immense potential. We need a lot of political will, and we need a lot of investment, a lot of resources when it comes to bioremediation, and a lot of public acceptance as well. Let's solve some question, guys. MCQ 1 of the day. Chepandi చెప్పుతలుసు లేదు కాదు, guys. cheapo. Which of the following statement about bioremediation is or are correct? And try to use option elimination. Try to think what we have just discussed. Even if you're making mistake, this is a tough question. So if you're making mistake, it's totally fine. Chepondi chepotelsu ledu kaadu. It is a technique that enhances natural biodegradation process. All heavy metals like cadmium and lead can be completely. This is an extreme statement, guys. I've just told you multiple times. Heavy metals cannot be completely removed, cannot be completely degraded. It will convert into something lighter. This is one of the limitation of bioremediation, which you have to keep in mind. So second is wrong. If second is wrong, you will eliminate B and D. You are left with A and C. You have to check third one. Genetic engineering can be used to create microorganisms. Specifically, yes, we have just discussed that. So 3 is the answer. 1 and 3 as stated by Harshini Annie Iltush. Very good. Very good. Next question, MCQ2. In the context of bioremediation, which of the followings are correctly paired? In situ, ex situ. Chepandis, chepu. So which are correctly paired, guys? In situ, ex situ. Treatment at the site of contamination. Contaminated material is removed, treated, and returned. One only, two only, both, neither. Harshini and Iltush, they have given the answer. Annie has given the answer. Both are correct. In situ treatment at the site of contamination. Ex situ contaminated material is removed, treated, and then returned to the site. Ex situ. Nisha has also. Oh my God, Nisha. Nisha, Nisha, are you Gitika Thakuria? Like, again, Nisha is our new, UPSC Lifetime Success Bundle girl. If I'm not wrong, I think she's the one. So C both. MCQ2, C. Let's focus, guys. Let's continue the discussion. PYQ3 asked by UPSC in 2017. So in the context of solving pollution problems, what are the advantages of bioremediation techniques? And again, read all these statements. Just because UPSC has asked this, cool, Nisha. So just because UPSC has asked this particular PYQ, just what I have seen with you people is whenever you see UPSC PYQ, you are like, oh my God, now what we will do? Based on whatever we have studied, try to solve this question. It is a technique of cleaning a pollution by enhancing the same biodegradation process that occurs in nature. Any contaminant with heavy metals such as cadmium and lead can be readily and completely treated by bioremediation using microorganism. Genetic engineering can be used to create microorganisms specifically designed for bioremediation. So Harshini, Iltush, any, all of you have given the answer. The answer is second is wrong, right? We have just discussing about second. So you eliminate second, you're left with A and C. And yeah. C is the answer, 1 and 3, as stated by Harshini, Iltush, Eni, and Nisha. Very good. Next article. Again, as we are discussing, all these articles are very heavy and dense articles. So, editorial, the need for herd resilient urban planning. Why it is in GS1, urbanization. In paper 1, you will have this urbanization. Why it is related to GS2, governance. And why it is related to GS3, they will talk about some technical things related to health and all. So they are saying that health is linked, like urbanization cannot be in silos. We have to think up from health perspective. More and more people are dying from heart diseases, heart attack, and under 30 and under 40 and under 50 people are dying from heart attacks. You people don't know it because you don't watch Big Boss. There was a very good actor, Siddharth Shukla. He died of a heart attack. So many things are happening, guys. So when you're talking about urbanization, you have to talk about urbanization from health perspective as well, increasing the greenery part and talking like in what happens, options are larger, need some time to read. Very good, Iltush. I can understand it. Iltush is a good girl. So World Habitat Day was celebrated by Mahua, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. If you see this article has been written by three people: Priyanka, Mansi, and Anil, I don't know. So Priyanka and Mansi, what can I tell you about these two girls? They are awesome people. So now let's focus, guys. So Mahua is what? Mahua is the brother of Nirahua. Nirahua Rickshawala. I have given you people homework that you have to watch this movie Nirahua Rickshawala. Then only you can understand how Mahua works, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. If you don't know about Nirahua, I don't know what to do with you. He is the Vijay of Bhojpuri cinema. There is an actor Vijay in Tamil Nadu. So Vijay of Bhojpuri cinema is who? Nirahua. Or maybe you can say Daniel Day-Lewis of Bhojpuri cinema, Nirahua Rickshawala. So Mahua, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, they celebrated World Habitat Day. As we have discussed yesterday, we talked about World AIDS Day. UPSC will generally not ask you these questions. When is World AIDS Day celebrated and who is the Daniel Day-Lewis of Bhojpuri cinema? But Mahua, they celebrated, and why habitat is important? Because when you people were growing up, at that time I told you about NAPCC, National Action Plan on Climate Change. 8 missions are there under NAPCC. What is the mnemonic, Harshini Iltush? Any? What is the mnemonic to remember NAPCC, National Action Plan on Climate Change? And 8 missions, tell me fast. So in that 8 missions, you will see habitat, sustainable habitat is one such mission. So Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, Urban Smart City Mission, all these things are talking about habitat. But we have to also, talk about urbanization from health perspective. Prevalence and cardiovascular diseases are increasing more in urban areas than in rural areas, and we have to see why this is happening. Pollution is one cause. Delhi pollution. Modi sir is here in from last 10 years, but still he's not doing anything about pollution. He has to do it. We are dependent on him. You may feel like why I always say Modi sir is responsible for this and that. If Modi sir will take credit for certain stuff, he should also take blame for certain stuff. So pollution is one reason. Long commute, stress, lack of green spaces, all these things are driving. So health and urbanization linkage you are seeing in this particular article, guys, and that's what you have to understand. Nobody knows the mnemonic for NAPCC. Need for integrated, heart, healthy urban planning, land use, transport, housing, and here also you will see some keywords in this editorial. What is the keyword? Green gentrification. What is the meaning of green gentrification? We have to understand these terms. Sehwag HK, very good. Annie is such a good girl. So Annie, you were correct to a certain extent. So it is Sehwag HK. Just give me a second, guys. You have to remember these guys. NAPCC 8 mission Sehwag HK. So solar mission, National Mission for Enhanced Energy Efficiency, National Mission for Sustainable Habitat. And here in National Mission for Sustainable Habitat, you can talk about how we need or how, urbanization has to integrate with health sector. So, and water mission, National Mission for Sustainable Agriculture, Green India Mission, National Mission for Sustaining Himalayan Ecosystem, National Mission on Strategic Knowledge for Climate Change. So all these missions are very important. How we can ensure heart healthy urban planning, walkability, and walk 10,000 steps. How many of you walk 10,000 steps a day? Please ensure that every day you're walking 10,000 steps, guys, and at least doing 20-minute HIIT exercise or any one of them. You people are also adopting sedentary lifestyle. Please understand this. And there is an increased chance of these kind of diseases for us also if you people don't move, if we people don't move. So walkability, green infrastructure, mixed land use, public transport system, these are self-explanatory, these words. Healthy food ecosystem, don't eat junk food, Chinese food and chili chicken and chili this and that. So all these are 5 pillars of heart healthy urban planning. Healthy food again. Now here comes the cliche, and here comes not the cliche but a keyword: green gentrification. What is the meaning of green gentrification? So basically what happens, you may have seen when you have seen apartment complexes. So there is a lot of greenery. Sometimes those apartment complex and those apartments are flats, you will book more or people book more, which is surrounded by greenery. So it has been a tendency seen among builders that what they will do, they will surround a particular, they will make an apartment and surround it with greenery. That is, and that greenery in a way displaces the poor people from that area, because not everybody can afford that big costly flats. So this greenery increased the price of land as well as flat in that particular region, thereby displacing the vulnerable people from that region, leading to a phenomena which is known as green gentrification. So please understand these terms, they are actually very important. Addressing invisible urban threats. So heat islands, Delhi becomes a heat island because of the continental nature. It's surrounded by land from all sides, and land gets heated faster. Land cools faster. That's why in summer it's very hot, and in winter it's very cool. So this is a phenomenon of heat island. All these things are increasing the risk of heart diseases and all. Without intervention, Asia could see 91% rise in cardiovascular mortality by 2050. Something has to be done. Greenery has to be increased. Focus on, and pollution has to be reduced. For that, renewable energy, walk a lot, and treat modern waste. For that, we were talking about bioremediation. in the previous article, all these things have to be tracked by government. AQI, etc. is good, but do something about it. Centrality of equity. It should not be like, these cardiovascular problems are faced by rich people. It has been seen that the vulnerable people are suffering more and more. 2.3-fold increase in cardiovascular diseases among vulnerable groups. Green gentrification is contributing to it. As we have discussed, you are displacing vulnerable people when you are increasing greenery in a region, because that in turn increases the price of that particular region. So green gentrification also has to be prevented. It should not be like only rich people should have access to clean air. That should not be the case, right? But that is increasingly becoming the norm in cities. And that's why yesterday Kiran Bedi ma'am was saying that we should remove air purifiers from these government offices. Then these people will realize what is the situation of air pollution outside. You know, like all these big guys, I don't want to name them, they're living inside buildings, they have all 70, 80 air purifiers on our taxpayers' money. They don't understand what common people are going to remove all tax air purifiers from these buildings. Do you agree with Kiran Bedi ma'am's statement that we should remove air purifiers from government buildings? When these people will suffer from situations, then only they will realize what common people are going through. What is your view on this, guys? Do you agree with Kiran Bedi ma'am or not? Yes or not? Yes or no? Chepandi Cheputal Sulidu Kadu. Tell me fast. Yes or no? And what is your view? Write it in the comment section. Let me also continue. But yes, I need your opinion. These kind of opinions are needed, guys. I can ask you in an interview. Kiran Bedi is not an ordinary person. She is a proven, like, she's awesome in more ways than one. And I hope you people know about her. So, should we remove air purifiers from these? What can we do to ensure these people are serious enough about our health issues? And green gentrification we have just discussed. Urban turning point for India. Again, you can read all these things. Now, there are certain examples which country can follow. Delhi and Chennai. Delhi, shaded pedestrian corridors. So there is one problem also. Walkability is an issue in cities. So these pedestrian, or wherever you have these pedestrian corridors, generally you will see some shops there. But in Delhi, they are making these shaded pedestrian corridors. Why shaded? Because Delhi in summer becomes very hot. You'll be like, sir, where is shaded pedestrian corridor? Let me show you. This is one example of a shaded pedestrian corridor, guys. Harshini is saying yes, Annie is saying yes. I love Kiran Bedi, ma'am. So you see this shaded pedestrian corridor. This is a corridor and this is shaded so that it prevents you from excessive heat. So all these are good. This will increase walkability, which in turn will lead to reduced cases of cardiovascular diseases, although it depends on so many other factors. So this is one thing which we can learn from Delhi. Very good. What else we can learn from Delhi? Oh my God. Or from other cities. Chennai. Cycling routes reducing childhood obesity. In fact, what happens, I will show you. This materialism thing, the lesser you have, the more you will try to show stuff. Like when you will go to IT campuses, etc. We used to go to IIT Guwahati for extempo and debate competition when I was in NIT Agartala. I used to go to NIT Silchar, IIT Guwahati. So there I have seen professors, using cycles and all. They will use cycles to go through their campus and all. And they are very knowledgeable people, but they're not caring about materialistic aspects. But when you don't have much, you will be like, want I want this car, that car, because you want to show people. Minimalism is the way to go, guys. Be minimalistic. The more intelligent you will become, the more intellectual you will become. You will realize minimalistic thing is the way to go. But again, let's to each its own. Policy and institutional support. Asian Development Bank, etc. They have given $10 billion urban investment, and we have to ensure, sir, actually it can be taken in a way that people who are responsible in making rules should have to be aware about the problem. Otherwise, they will be left unrectified. Exactly. So now all these things are happening. National Urban Health Mission, Asian Development Bank, they are giving $10 billion. Now I have told you, whenever you're reading these keywords, Asian Development Bank, you have to read NDB, New Development Bank, AIIB, Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, all at the same time, guys. Don't read things in silos. These are keywords. 1,000 million questions have been asked on these things, or maybe I'm exaggerating a bit. So Asian Development Bank, NDB, New Development Bank, AIIB, Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, Asian Development Bank, headquartered in Manila, Philippines, Asia Pacific Development, they focus on. AIIB, Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, China led, headquarters is in Beijing. After A, what comes? B. Very good. So today is your homework. Read all 26 alphabets. Remember it. What comes after A, B, C, D, E? So AIIB, after A comes B, so headquarters is in Beijing. NDB, New Development Bank, that is BRICS Bank. It came after Fortaleza Declaration. UPSC has already asked a PYQ on it. Its headquarters is in Shanghai. Which guy? Shanghai. So remember these facts, guys. We need collaboration, blah, blah, blah. Core message is heart disease reflects how cities are built. So we are seeing a correlation between urbanization and health related, diseases and cardiovascular diseases. Health centered urban design is the way to go. And again, you can read all these things. MCQ 4. Heart healthy urban planning includes all of the following except what? చెప్పి ఓ చెప్పు తెలుసు లేదు కాదు so lunga I will sleep sometimes what used to happen, I wake up so early at 4 a.m. So I used to sleep in the afternoon time, or what afternoon, 10 a.m., 11 a.m. And then I used to get laziness. So I've realized that I will not sleep in the daytime anymore. Even if I'm, working at 50% capacity, I will work, but I will sleep by 8:30 a.m., wake up by 4 or 9. Don't sleep in the daytime, guys. It makes you so lazy. At least it makes me lazy. What is the answer, guys? Nisha has given the answer. Harshini has given the answer. Iltush has given the answer. See, promoting high density expressways for faster car travel, how it will promote heart healthy urban planning, guys. All the three are the options. So ABD are correct. C is the answer. Very good, Nisha. Very good, Harshini. Very good, Iltush. Very good. And you people are good girls. Who are good girls? You people are. The term green gentrification, which we have discussed. What is the basic meaning of green gentrification, guys? Planting trees to reduce air pollution in cities, displacement of low-income residents due to rising land values after environmental improvements, urban afforestation to prevent climate change, conversion of agricultural land into green zones. What is green gentrification? చెప్పండి చెప్పు తెలుసు లేదు కాదు. Harshini has given the answer. Displacement of low income residents due to rising land values after environmental improvements. That is green gentrification. Keep these points in mind. They're very important. So, very good, Harshini. Very good, Nisha. Very good, Anusuya. And very good, Vikas. Where were you, Vikas? Harshini was talking about you. She was missing you. So, like, share, and subscribe. Spread the word, guys. And you can join these courses. 50 most important current affairs. I've started polity. And don't, like, yesterday I uploaded polity thing at 7 p.m. I need some time to make those videos, guys. I have to look at last, last 1 year current affairs. I have to choose articles. So, the next video of 50 most important current affairs will be environment and geography part 1, which I will be bringing not possible today. I have to do history NCERT series, not tomorrow also, maybe day after tomorrow that part will come. So again, there will be 6 modules. We have already discussed how this thing will run. You can watch yesterday's video to understand, and then there are other courses. You can have a look at it. If you have any queries, you can always send me a WhatsApp message to know about them. You can also take the lifetime success bundle. Cool, guys. You can also donate if I'm contributing to your knowledge base. Let's move on. Good morning, Vikas. So third article of the day. Again, all articles are very dense article, guys. So be with me. Page 6, editorial GS2, GS3. Dr. Abdul Ghafoor, he has written this article, Antimicrobial Resistance, we have started NAP AMR 2.0. So National Action Plan on Antimicrobial Resistance 2.0 means earlier also from 2017 to 2021 we had NAP 1, like, that was the 1.0 National Action Plan on Antimicrobial Resistance, because antibiotics, they're not working that much. Slowly and gradually, this AMR thing is increasing with each passing day, and that's why some proactive action has to be taken in that regard. The second action plan has started. The timeline will be 25 to 29. They can directly ask you, NAP 1.0 timeline was 21 to 25, that would be wrong. NAP 1.0 timeline of antimicrobial resistance was 2070 to 21, now 25 to 29. Abdul Ghafoor sir is saying that what we can learn from the failure of NAP 1.0, it's not like NAP 1. I wasn't feel well, I couldn't took class. Okay, understood. So yeah, what I was saying. So here we will try to understand what was the limitation of National Action Plan on Antimicrobial Resistance 1.0 and what can be done to improve the efficacy of NAP AMR 2.0. So again, a good article, but a dense article. So context and importance. From pre-perspective, remember the timeline which AMR is currently going on and why it is important, because antimicrobial resistance is increasing with each passing day. Antibiotics are not working the way it were working earlier. Achievements and limitation of first NAP. So again, it increased awareness. Now there are keywords. Just like green gentrification was one keyword associated with the previous article, here there is a keyword One Health approach. What is One Health? One Health approach means Vikas Health is associated with Harshini's health, Nisha's health, Annie's health, my health. And not only that, our health is associated with or connected with animals' health, environment's health. This is one health approach. You cannot just think about yourself. You cannot be so selfish, guys. You know, you have to adopt this one health approach. Everything is integrated, and it adopted this is one of the achievements, but the implementation was weak. There was no incentive for states to do anything. Generally what happens, let's say I say that if you people clear UPSC 2026 next year, so I will give you this and that, or if you clear all the stages, I will give you a jadoo ki jhappi le le tu abhi milenge pinna dobara. That means I will give you a jadoo ki jhappi. So these are incentives. Similarly here, sir is trying to say that we have to incentivize states to do stuff. Yes, they will do on their own, but incentivize them. Take a proper, like Niti Aayog can play a crucial role here. And also one more thing, when you people were growing up, you were not 18 at that time. That time we have talked about interstate council, zonal council. We were talking about Amit Shah sir meeting or having Eastern Zonal Council meeting, Punjab, like Jharkhand, I'm saying Punjab, Jharkhand, Bihar, etc. How the resources will be devolved between them when it comes to PSUs, public sector undertakings. So we had a discussion on interstate council and zonal council. Zonal council headed by Home Minister sir, how it is working in an awesome manner. And it is a statutory body created under State Reorganization Act, Zonal Council. On the other hand, Interstate Council, Article 263, headed by Prime Minister sir, not meeting enough, not functioning at all properly, because Modi sir is more often than not outside India. He does not have time for interstate council, but zonal council is working awesome under Amit Shah sir. So what is the rationale? Should we transfer make Home Minister sir the head of interstate council because Modi sir does not have time for this? Same way, like, just understand where we are going with this. Just like you have these interstate zonal council, have a health council where you keep a track of all these national action plan which you are making. Make health minister the head. You can have interstate council, you can have zonal council, you can have northeastern council, same way have a health council, and make health minister the northern, like the head of that, and ensure other state health ministers are coming and talking about it. That way we can ensure the implementation happens in a much better manner. So implementation was weak earlier. Kerala, MP, Delhi, and these were the ones who made action plans. Is Bihar here? No, Bihar is too busy. So yeah, lessons from India's public health program. Yesterday we talked about TB, we talked about AIDS, what Tamil Nadu did, how they converted their units under different ministries as registered societies, which made them autonomous. So many things can be done, can be learned from the success of TB elimination national health mission. More accountability has to be there. Maybe one more council can be created to keep a track of health related aspects, just like we have zonal council and interstate council. Strengths of NAPR, more implementation oriented, timeline, etc. they are giving, and they are talking about one health. Remember this keyword. They will, you know yeah. They will ask you what is the basic meaning of One Health, and we have discussed what can be done to improve the efficacy of NAP and AMR 2.0. Oversight under Niti Aayog, Coordination Monitoring Committee, make a council as we have discussed, a dashboard for tracking progress that will incentivize, that will in a way promote competitive federalism. There will be a track record which will be kept. Tamil Nadu is topping it, Kerala is topping it, so Bihar will be like, oh no, I have to top it as well. Nitish Kumar sir, many people saying that he is becoming the Joe Biden or Joe Biden of our country right now. He's very ill, and like when you talk about removal of somebody, so there is a word, proven misbehavior or incapacity. When you talk about, let's just, removal of Supreme Court judges, they can be removed on the grounds of proven misbehavior or incapacity. Incapacity is mental incapability. One type of incapacity. Many people feel that Nitish Kumar sir is at that level right now. He's saying anything, doing anything. Whether he should right now lead Bihar or not, that's a different question. I'm from Bihar, guys. That's why I'm telling you all these things. So again, let's come back. Competitive federalism, where NEP AMR 2.0 falls short. Again, no formal center state platform or joint review system. Let's have a health council, guys. No statutory requirement. Make an act. Like, you have so many acts for so many things. You make RTI Act and all those acts. Why don't you have an act on AMR and make it obligatory that states should spend this much and keep a track on these things? No funding mechanism to motivate state. In federal structure, this is a critical gap. The plan may remain technical guidance. Maybe, like, if you are serious enough, make an act, give some funding, keep a track of it, involve Niti Aayog, make a separate council. All these things will promote. And like Niti Aayog publishes CWMI, Composite Water Management Index. Similarly, publish an index, keeping a track of these antimicrobial resistance, rank states, all these things will incentivize state. A national state AMR council, just like you have interstate council, zonal council, chaired by union health minister. This can happen. What India needs, as we were discussing, you can read all these things. Conditional funding. So if you're doing good, you will get more funding from National Health Mission. You will get more funding from Health Ministry. All these things will incentivize states to do more when it comes to implementing NAP MAR AMR 2.0. Cool. Read all these things, guys. So we need more from center. We need more efforts from center. That's what this article is saying. And you can read all these things. Cooperative federalism, competitive federalism, blah, 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 blah. I'm not reading anything. I've told you all the things. I'm not reading slides. Let's solve MCQ 6 based on the previous article. Chepandi. So ADB, AIIB, NDB, they are very important. As we have discussed, 1000 billion times question have been asked by UPSC and other exams on these organizations. 1000 billion times, if not more. So hope you can see this. Here it is ADB, Beijing, BRICS countries and emerging economies, AIIB, Manila, infrastructure across Asia, NDB, Shanghai, economic growth and development in Asia Pacific. You have to match them. Vikas has given the answer. So, Asian Development Bank, headquarters is in Manila, focused on Asia Pacific growth. So 1B3, only one option has 1B3. So the answer is A. What Vikas stated B. So A is the answer, Vikas. Harshini and Nisha, they have given the answer. Annie has also given the answer A. Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, China's bank, headquarters is in Beijing and focuses on China. So infrastructure across Asia, but focuses on China. NDB New Development Bank, BRICS Bank, headquarters is in Shanghai and focuses on BRICS countries. Very good. So these are good questions, guys. You have to revise them. Okay, very good. MCQ 7. Which one of the following is not a characteristic of One Health approach? We have discussed what is the basic rationale, what is the basic meaning of One Health term. One Health recognizes the link between human, animal, and environment health, focuses solely on human health issues, and they're asking not. Sometimes UPSC will make not bold. Encourages multi-sectoral collaboration, integrates food safety, veterinary, and environmental monitoring. So Harshini, Iltush, Vikas, Annie, Aditya, they have given the answer for the seventh question. Focuses solely on human health issue. That is wrong, right? So ACD, they are correct. One health approach. We are all linked. Human, animals, environment, everything is linked. Page number 18, science to GS3. Now, US is proposing something. They want to deploy a small nuclear reactor on moon by early 2030s. Will it lead to a new era of Cold War? That's what we have to discuss. Now, currently, let's say they want to deploy a small nuclear reactor on moon. So later on, they will be like the land which is adjoining this nuclear reactor is ours. Slowly and gradually, people will start talking and start doing all these things, land acquisition on moon as well. So in this regard, you have to look at this article. This article talks about a lot of other stuff. For now, we will not focus on those things. First of all, we will focus on the current thing, what is going on here. So US has announced a plan to deploy, and what is your view on this? Small fission nuclear reactor on moon by early 2030s under Lunar Fission Surface Power Project. Fission reaction. So fission reaction, let's say uranium is an element, it will break down into smaller elements A and B, and it will release some more particles and energy. That's how fission works. In fusion, you have hydrogen coming together, making helium and releasing energy. Fusion, sun, fission, the natural reactors which we have. So this could be the first form on a nuclear power source. Why this is needed? Because we need a power source on moon. You know, we are sending so many missions. We are also sending our Mangalyaan 1, 2, 3. So we need, there's a limit of solar energy, how much we can tap it there. Solar energy cannot fully support long-term activity due to, again, you can see the nights are 2 week long, 14 days nights you witness on moon. Low sunlight happens at the poles. So you need some amount of permanent power source. And this reactor can be that source. But then this whole thing comes with their own caveat, like, you know, whether how will Russia react to it, how will world react to it, is it a way by which US will try to acquire land on moon. So where are we going with this? For sustained moon, and even this thing is similar problems exist for Mars. So maybe they are currently sending it to moon. Later on, they will send it to Mars. For sustained moon or Mars presence, nuclear energy becomes essential. That's what this article is saying. But the point is, should it be allowed? There is a treaty which talks about peaceful use of outer space and how outer space should be used for peaceful purposes. Is it violating that particular treaty or not? Should it go ahead or not? So again, there are different things which we have to talk about, and why it is needed, because we are concerned with so many programs on moon and Mars. You need power in that regard. This is important. Industrial activities like, again, in situ resource utilization. Let's say you want to convert Martian ice into fuel. That also will require some amount of initial power which nuclear reactors can supply. So in that regard, this whole project is being thought about. US first wants to do it on moon, and later on maybe they will do it on Mars. But we have to see how this thing pans out. What are the risks? Radioactive contamination could permanently damage pristine environment. Safety zone around reactors must avoid becoming a means of territorial claims. So now they are sending nuclear reactor. Later on, like they're like, for protecting nuclear reactor, we need a authority over this land. So we don't know where it will go and how things will pan out when it comes to this whole issue. So we have to keep a track on it. For now, just keep this thing in mind. When they are planning to send it, what they are planning to send it, they can say that. Or UPSC can make a question that they want to send a fusion surface power project there. No, fission. Fusion, anyway, we have not been able to complete, means control it to a fullest potential. We are making different projects, thermonuclear projects in France, etc., so that we can tap fusion. But fusion is not tapped fully, so it is fission. So keep these points in mind, guys. They are important. Need to update the legal framework to keep pace with technology. If not, again, you can think new Cold War. Why? Because maybe Russia will not like it. Maybe Russia will think like the intention of US is something else altogether with this whole lunar fission surface power project. Let's solve this question. MCQ 8 of the day. US lunar fission surface power project aims to do what? Harshini has given the answer. Deploy a small nuclear fission reactor on the moon by early 2030s. Very good. So Harshini, Iltush, Aditya, they have given the answer. Cooler. B is the answer. Next article. Page number 7, opinion. Again, all these articles are big article, guys. Opinion, GS1, GS2. So why GS1? Society, poverty. Tell me one thing, guys. Poverty is associated with which SDG? You have 17 SDGs, and 169 targets. So which SDG talks about poverty? Here the talk is about extreme poverty. Extreme poverty means you don't even have money to buy basic things, food, etc. According to World Bank, less than $2.15 per day. If you're having less than $2.15 per day, then you're suffering from extreme poverty. What is this article talking about? This article is saying that by 2030, maybe the extreme poverty will decrease, but from 2030 onwards, extreme poverty will increase. Why it will increase? What is the reason? They are saying that earlier, 1990s, etc., the major fulcrum of poverty was Asia. Now the major fulcrum is sub-Saharan Africa. So, and these countries, they are the ones who are suffering from extreme poverty. So the shift of extreme poverty has shifted from Asia to sub-Saharan Africa. Sub-Saharan Africa means countries lying south of Sahara Desert. So they can give you that Egypt is a part of sub-Saharan Africa. That would be wrong. Let's say they will say that Morocco, etc., it is a part of, where is Morocco? Morocco, etc., is a part of sub-Saharan Africa. That will be wrong. So sub-Saharan Africa, many of these countries are suffering from extreme poverty. And why extreme poverty will increase from 2030 onwards? Because from 1990 to 2020 or 2030, Asia countries like India, etc., they were suffering poverty or extreme poverty, and some other countries. We were one of the fastest growing economies. So income was not stagnated. But now what is happening in this sub-Saharan Africa? They're suffering from extreme poverty. Their population is increasing. They have high population and they have stagnant growth. All these are recipes for disaster. High population, stagnant growth. All these things will lead to what? Increase in extreme poverty in sub-Saharan Africa, thereby leading to increase in extreme poverty worldwide. So something has to be done about the growth in sub-Saharan Africa. So Iltush and Aditya, they have given the answer SDG 1. If you want to decrease means extreme poverty after 2030, that's what is the genesis of this article. Let's have a look at the some numbers based on what this article is saying. So historic decline in 1990, 2.3 billion people lived in extreme poverty. Less than $2.15 per day if you have it. Since then, extreme poverty has declined. Good. And progress is slowing down. The current trend shows that the progress is stalling. Extreme poverty, again, it will fall. 831 million, 2025, 793. But after 2030, the poverty people number in, oh my god, the number of people in extreme poverty will rise. I have told you the reason why poverty declined earlier, because the fulcrum was Asia. Countries like China, Indonesia, India, Pakistan, etc., they saw rapid economic growth. So there was a sharp reduction in poverty. And yes, Pakistan is here as well. Pakistan is not as bad as portrayed by Godi media, but yeah, we have talked about some bad things happening in Pakistan, 27th Amendment yesterday, and what India can learn from it. Many other countries, Ghana, Panama, blah, 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 they also reduce poverty, but the situation is changing. Sub-Saharan Africa, guys, keep a tab on the country is very important. In 17 million exams, they have asked you which of the following are part of countries are part of Sub-Saharan Africa, blah, blah, blah. So you have to keep it in mind. Oh my god, look at that chapter slide. Why progress is stalling now? Today, most extremely poor people live in economies that are stagnating, mostly in sub-Saharan Africa. Example, Madagascar, GDP per capita is same as in 1950. Where is Madagascar? Here is Madagascar. They can ask you, where is this Madagascar island? And because they are so peculiar, they're so separated from African mainland, they have very unique flora and fauna. Awesome place, guys. Cool, cool, cool. But their GDP is stagnant. Geography of poverty has shifted from Asia to sub-Saharan Africa. That's what this article is saying. And because their economy is stagnant, their population is growing, while means because of which extreme poverty will increase. While Asia mostly continues reducing extreme poverty, including India as well. Modi hai to mumkin hai. Based on World Bank, blah, 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 I have told you all these things. I'm not reading. Projections are warnings, not destiny. These are not predictions, guys. These are scenarios which will happen. If it has to be stopped, something has to be done about sub-Saharan Africa. And without economic growth in sub-Saharan Africa, the fight against extreme poverty will stall or reverse. Hope you're understanding what this article is saying. Let's solve some questions. Chepundis, cheputinsu ledu kadu. That means tell me the answer. Chepo. According to World Bank, extreme poverty is defined as living on less than. Now, tell me one thing, what Indian government is doing to eradicate poverty? And you should know, like, whenever you're reading about poverty, health, education, immediately think what government policies are there to eliminate poverty, health, and all those stuff, like not eliminate health, to take care of health. And yeah, so any particular step you can think about, any scheme of government which they have taken to remove poverty, and any specific government? Anyone, guys? If you can state it, please state it in the comment section. The answer is B, $2.15 per day. Less than $2.15 per day, then you're living in extreme poverty, as stated by Nisha. Very good. Then MCQ 10. World Bank projects that by 2030, what will happen to extreme poverty? PM Awas Yojana. You can say that for reducing poverty. How can you can reduce poverty? Let's say Manrega or Narega, National Rural Employment, Narega. National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, right to work in rural areas. When you're giving them work, they're making some durable assets. How much they're making durable assets, that's a different question altogether. But still, it is giving them some money, will reduce poverty. Even when you're bringing these kind of acts, National Food Security Act, you are reducing hunger. In a way, you're also taking care of poverty indirectly. So these kind of schemes you can talk about. Very good. So World Bank projects, what will happen? Harshini has given the answer. So again, MCQ 10, MCQ 11, these two questions are homework, guys. Have a look at these two questions. We'll discuss it tomorrow at 8 a.m. 10 and 11. Like, share, and subscribe. Spread the word. Join this Telegram channel. I will share this Indo analysis PDF by 9:30 a.m. And you can post your score. You can join these. Where are the courses? You can join these courses individually, and you can take the bundle also, where you will have access to all these courses. You won't have to pay, mentorship per year, this and that. You don't have to pay any annual subscription, monthly or hourly subscriptions. In future, if I'm introducing any course in this bundle, you will get access to it. Even though the price has increased, it will increase for others. For you, at 699, you will get access to even future courses as well. Cool, sir. You are your own competition. You're competing with yourself as well. It means only yourself, and you're not competing with anybody else. Keep it in mind. Read a book, Courage to be Disliked. You will understand what I'm saying. You can also donate if I'm contributing to your knowledge base. Thank you. Take care. Be blessed. And I will see you people tomorrow at 8 a.m. Bye-bye.